Now we're going into how to perform the movement of the push press. So a few little differences now from the strict press is that we need to have it more in contact with the body, and we need to kind of think about how the feet are moving in the setup. So I have a similar grip to my push press as my strict, but now I want to get it onto the collarbone more. So I really need it on that shelf. I don't want it just on the hands, my push press. I more want it on the collarbone. And then from here, just find a comfortable stance, feet slightly out, holding on to have a tight grip on the bar, dip down with control, keep your feet flat, then drive, press up towards the ceiling. I want to see a controlled dip, then aggressive drive with this movement, and really making sure that you're extending with the legs, coming up onto the toes a little bit, and then pressing, continuing that momentum, feet are flat, and then locking out at the top. Make sure the bar is directly over the head. If you look from the side, chest up, I want my head back slightly, dip down, feet flat, drive and press. Now if I speed that up, dip, press. Feet do come off the ground a little bit, just not too much. And then have that bar over the top of the head. I don't want it too far in front. Make sure it's all in a straight line. With push press and a lot of these movements, I will make this course or this one without lifting shoes, but you can use lifting shoes for the whole time if you're more comfortable with those. The lifters will probably be really good when you're working on your split jerk, just because that will transfer really well over to your clean and jerk. But you can do this whole course without lifting shoes. With the common mistakes of the push press, I would say the first thing would be taking the bar out like a strict press. So what I mean by this is if you take the bar out in a full grip and you try to do a push press like this with all the space in between your shoulders and the bar, when you dip down and when it gets heavy, the bar's going to move and it's going to throw you off when you try to get above head. So again, you don't want to have all this space. You want to have it on the collarbone and then have it stuck to your body like that. So when you get into your setup, what I like to do, similar to your front squat, look up towards the ceiling, get the collarbone onto it, head back slightly, chest up, then lift up through there, just so you have more of a setup on the shoulders rather than being here. Then once you have this contact, the dip's important, so make sure you control it. Don't go, so I don't want you to rush or go too fast. Control the dip and then drive hard from there. That's what I want to see. Again, control, drive, rather than going onto the toes too soon or rushing that part. That leads me into the going onto the toes too soon. So I don't want to see this where the heels come off the ground in the dip position. So if you see from here, I don't want to go like that, then up and press. If your feet lose contact and lose that flat foot position, you'll then lose that stability. You don't want to go here and then up. You want to stay flat, drive a little bit onto the toes, press with the arms, and then lock out through there. That's more what I want to see rather than a dip and through like that. So we've gone over having the bar on the collarbone. Don't rush, control, drive up. I don't want you to go too much toe. Like we just want to think about extending with the legs. Let the heels pop off the ground slightly. But when you lock out the bar, you want the heels to be flat. Sometimes if people focus on the toes too much, they can dip and then still be on the toes at the top. You want to let that be an extension of the hips. Dip down, up and drive. With the hips, you want them to be directly under the bar, so dip straight. I don't want you to dip back like this, because then it makes it hard to produce force up. You'll go forward. Keep the hips underneath you, dip down like that, then drive and press. That's really important. Something else to say is you want the chest up, head back. So rather than having the head over the top of the barbell and having to go out and around, we want more of a chest up, head back, so the bar can go straight through. Again, don't poke your chin forward because you'll have to go out and around, have your chest up, head back. So you dip down, drive, and then straight up. So overall, some really good points there would be have the bar on the collarbone, so you have that contact. Make sure the feet stay flat, control the dip down. We don't want to be rocking onto the toes too soon. Again, everything should be in a straight line as you dip and then driving up. I don't want you sitting back and then pushing up. Your head should be back slightly, chest up, so your head's out of the way, locking through. I don't want you having the head over the top of the barbell and then having to go around your head. If you do still struggle with getting the shoulder mobility up and over the top of your head with the bar, then you might need to do a dumbbell push press or some other variation. I would say these are the main mistakes people make with their push press, would be some of those things I pointed out, rushing it and just not using the leg drive enough. I would say as well, I can see sometimes people will dip down and then start pressing with the arms while the legs are still bent and then extending. You need to fully extend with the legs and then press, catching with the feet flat. I don't want people to dip, press, and then go up. It must be legs and then arms. If you get that timing right of the leg drive, extend with the legs, and then punch or lock out with the arms, that will make the movement much, much better. This is going to transfer very well when we try to generate forcing at the bar above your head, because it's getting that dip and drive aspect into it now. So hopefully this helps and you're feeling a lot more confident with your dip and drive and your overhead barbell work.